The brothers.
Have any video game stuff that you'd be selling?
Hey, Austin. Do we have any video game stuff we're selling? Thanks, honey. Yeah,
Thanks for checking, though.
We get rid of
Thanks
them.
for checking. Take care. How we doing? You wouldn't have any video game stuff that you're gonna sell, would you?
I don't know. The only thing I know of, it's really old vintage stuff. Is Tom's old video games downstairs. I didn't think about that box. But
Yeah, I'm looking for old stuff. If you
let's see, 'cause
sure.
We have. What about those old 45s? Or that for my mom? Who's
No,
that?
that's Tom's.
Oh, okay.
If you wouldn't mind, I can hang
Yeah,
out.
I'll bring them up.
Cool.
Here.
Mind if I take
It's
a look?
unloaded.
Oh, okay.
Take a look.
Let's see.
What do you think, buck a game?
I'll give you $6 for the whole thing.
Yeah, this thing. And
Just sleeve.
Sweet. Sure.
I can do that.
That'll work.
All right. Well, thank you.
I'll buy him
yeah.
a beer with it.
Have a great day.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Wrestling. Not a bad first sale. Not bad at all.
Huh?
Got any video games at all? Anyone?
Oh, you don't have any video games, do you? I have the guitar.
What games do you have there? Are these the ones that you're
Battlefield 4, Madden 17, this,
infamous?
yes.
Okay. There was a sign. Where is the garage sale? Where is this bloody garage sale? This is ridiculous. There's even a sign. I'm going back. Demographics are too good. I can't pass this up. I mean, there's 3 signs. It has to be here. It has to be here. 5, 2, 3, 2. Are you having a yard sale?
Yeah, right up here.
Oh, okay. You have any movies or video games, stuff like that at all?
Can you give me a few minutes?
Yeah.
I got a whole closet full of stuff I'm looking to get rid of.
No, absolutely. She doesn't know any better. What did he say?
You said to come down there.
I'm coming.
All kinds of
Yeah. It's like a computer in there or
Still
something.
have the Nintendo 64
You're gonna need all the controllers.
Yeah.
and plugs too, I think.
I don't play video games. I'm more of a realist.
What's this phone doing in here?
I don't need a phone.
Put it up with your other stuff.
Do you know if everything works?
Yeah,
Okay.
it works.
What do you want for like all of it? I just took it all.
Oh, it's
What's a good price for you? I kind of know what I'm looking at, but you can...
$80 for everything? Does that do it?
80 is an even number, Dad. I go with even
I
numbers.
think there's
for
420
selling.
sitting in my left pocket, but what'd you have in mind?
I was thinking $100.
Let me see how much money I have.
In fact, I think it's in your bedroom, Liz. Look what I found. Gotta have that.
What is it?
VG Bros here. We're back. We're back this week. We're a little late, but better late than never. You watched Phil here with his first find of the day. Now he's going to tell us all about it. What'd you get?
It was actually my last find of the day. I'm going to go in reverse order.
Okay.
So you saw it. I couldn't find the garage sale. I started to drive home, and then I was like, I have to find this. So I pulled it in the middle of the road, and I found it. And as you can see, I paid $100. Nice pile of N64 games. Mortal Kombat 4, some shovelware stuff. Zelda, not the gold one, but hey, Mario Golf, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, more shovelware, Mario 64, Gauntlet Legends, GoldenEye, Mario Kart, and Glover. I don't think Glover's shovelware.
No, Glover
Yeah.
is not shovelware.
So anyway, decent stack of N64 games. The NES games, a couple of Mario Duck Hunts, Ninja Turtles on the NES. That's always a nice find. Paperboy, which I don't think I have Paperboy, oddly enough. I have all these other games. Dr. Mario and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Always happy to find Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on the NES. There's a lot of stuff here. As you can see, I paid $100. Stack of Xbox 360 games. Nothing to write home about. N64 console, NES console, 3 360 controllers. One of them is wired. A PS2 controller. 2 PSPs. No PSP games, oddly enough, except for one bonus game, which is Madden.
Lame.
Yeah, the guy had more stuff. He did. It was he was wearing a kilt. He gave me this anime book. He told me to read it. I don't know. It was a very strange kind of a, and I kind of knew it going in. I was like, this is like an old farmhouse kind of a deal, and I thought they've got old stuff in there, and that's why I turned around and went back. I knew they had old stuff in there. A couple of N64 controllers, OG Xbox controller. This thing for the Xbox, it's like a flight thing. I don't know what this is. What game is this for?
Yeah, it must have came with a game.
I don't know.
One of
There's
those flight simulators or whatever.
There's an iPod. There's a stack of notebooks, which I'm just going to read a couple of things in here because they're hilarious. Okay. Farm goals. You ready for this? Farm goals.
Farm goals. Hit us.
Barn raising. Etc. Those are the farm goals. You can't make this stuff up.
It's nice to have goals in life. You know?
Somebody wrote down their entire credit card number and expiration date and code on the back, which, by the way, it expires in 5 years, so it's probably still good. It's a good thing I'm not a bad person. There's a whole bunch of these, just all kinds of random notes in these things. There's a Game Informer magazine. This is a really strange pickup. I've never had this kind of a mix before. I thought this was a computer. Turns out it's a subwoofer.
From like 25 years ago?
I guess. I don't know. I feel weird throwing this into the pile, but whatever. It's shovelware.
It's junk.
Both the PSPs have power cords. Everything has power cords. They're all in a
Nice.
big pile here. Yeah, really.
Did the
happy about
PSPs
that.
work?
Haven't tested them yet. He told me everything worked, so I'm kind of going on his word.
Everybody always says
They always
everything
think
works.
everything works.
Yeah.
It's a little dusty. These need to be cleaned a little bit, but $100 for all this. I got his number. He said he had more stuff, which obviously he does have more stuff. There's a PS2 controller. There's no PS2, no PS2 games. PSPs, 2 PSPs with no games. So obviously he has more stuff.
Yeah. And where's Super Nintendo? Where did you skip that generation? Nobody skipped that generation.
Nobody skips the Super Nintendo.
That was the best generation ever.
And if he did, he had a Genesis. So where's that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Doesn't add up. He had more stuff.
He had more stuff. There's an orange zapper. I don't know. some other odds and ends. For $100, I mean, you could do way worse for $100.
The orange N64 controller is pretty choice. You don't see this color very often.
Might be third party though.
Oh, really? Yeah. You know what? You're right.
Yeah, pretty happy about that find.
Cool.
So let's clean this off, and we'll show the rest of my stuff. This was my very first find of the day. As you can see, I have footage. I asked him if he had any video games, and he just jumps up and he runs in the house, and he comes out with this. I paid $1 a piece. Mario Duck Hunt. These games all have boxes. The boxes are rough, most of them. RC Pro-Am, WrestleMania, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Really happy to have this. The box is just destroyed.
Ouch.
But yeah, 2 Mike Tyson's Punch-Outs on Saturday, so pretty happy to find that. It'll display well at least.
Yeah.
Tecmo World Wrestling, Solomon's Key, and Contra. Yeah,
nice find.
Contra in the box.
Yeah.
Really happy to have that.
I mean, these boxes are pretty banged up, but it's hard to complain when you find NES boxes
Right.
at a yard sale. I mean, I found Zelda a couple weeks ago. That's the first box NES I've found at a yard sale in years. I mean, it just almost never happens, so it's hard to complain.
and a Zapper. So I paid $6 for this pile. You do way worse than that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, a Punch Out and a Contra.
Yeah, and this was 8 a.m. I mean,
Yeah.
this was the first find of the day.
I
so-
love these things. These posters.
Oh,
And now you're
man.
playing with power and all this. I love looking at these. It's such a blast of nostalgia.
So as you can see, there were some misses too. I had one lady yell in the house at her kid if he had any games that he wanted to sell, and he was literally playing video games at that moment, and he just said no. Some other kid brought some PS4 stuff out, mostly Guitar Hero stuff. I don't want that. And then I found this. I mean, there's Kingdom Hearts in there, a couple of Star Wars games, some DS games. Paid $10. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like sometimes you just buy things because
you're bored.
you've had a bad hour and a half that morning, and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some value here,
You
right?
you see video games and you're
Yeah.
just like, oh, I totally get it. I've
Yeah,
done the same thing.
he had 50 cents each marked on the DS games, and he didn't have the other games marked, so I just put them in a pile, and I said, hey, I'll give you $10 for this. And it was a kid, which means easy negotiations.
That's true.
Yeah. That was all I found. It was a pretty good little Saturday for me.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at your footage. And
Before we do that,
Yeah.
real quick, I'll show this picture here. Shout out to There Is Another. So we've got the Video Game Brothers. We've met the Video Game Sister before. There is a Video Game Wife who had a good find last week.
okay.
Last week, when I didn't have a good week, she was coming home from work. She stopped at one yard sale, and she found a little bundle of Game Boy games with some Pokemon games and a Game Boy Color, all of it for $10. So what you see in this picture here that we're showing, $10 for all that stuff. So shout out to Jessie, my video game wife. Great
Awesome.
find there. I mean, on a day when I couldn't find anything, she did better than I did.
I actually didn't go out that day.
Oh.
I know you did. I didn't. I looked at the sales list, and it would be 50 miles for 4 sales, and I was like, no, I don't want to do
Yeah,
this.
the weather sucked. It was
Yeah, it was
great.
rainy. Yeah, so.
Anyway, that was a cool find. But
Oh, that's awesome. You don't have a ton of footage, some camera difficulties, but let's see what you have.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Oh, I haven't put a price tag on that yet.
Okay. You got any other 3D games or DS games or 3DS games?
Some of my stuff was actually separated from the bag that I put them in, so they might be chilling out.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and look for you.
Okay.
It's okay. Dad. You kind of have to go on.
Oh shoot, I'm so sorry.
That's alright.
I didn't even realize that.
I could tell when I picked it up. Something missing in there.
I'm still putting some price tags on those ones, but
Okay.
you're more than welcome to talk to me about it.
Okay. I'm gonna wait and see what else you got. Did you say you had something else?
No, he doesn't.
That's it?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
They're all yours.
What would you take for the 4 of these?
For the 4 of those,
I see.
Luigi's Mansion game hasn't been opened yet, so
Oh yeah.
I
Okay.
gave it like $15 for it.
Oh, for this? No, he's means for everything. 15.
Oh, for everything?
Yeah.
25, 28. So you're 28 with this, and then
Do those still last?
maybe like 10, 10 30, so like $35 for everything.
35. I'd give you 30 for everything. Probably the
Yeah.
best offer. 30? Okay.
I probably overpaid. I'm man enough to admit
We've all done it.
when I overpay for something. He had a bunch of games, they're all individually priced, and the prices were bizarre. Some of them were like, $7.50, and like, where do you come up with this stuff? Some of these were like $10 each, but I grabbed 4 of them, and the Luigi's Mansion is still brand new, sealed, and that's partly why I overpaid. I'm a sucker for sealed games. I don't know. They're easy to sell. You get top dollar out of them.
Yeah, you do.
Anyway, I grabbed these 4. We got Luigi's Mansion, and then a couple of Wii U games, Mario Party 10, another Mario Maker. I just found this game a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Family Game Night 4. He added it all up, and he said something like $38 or $35. I think he came in at $35. And I said I could give you 30 for everything. That's gonna be my best offer. He took it.
Yeah.
I probably overpaid. I don't know. Mario Party 10 might be worth 20 by itself. It wasn't a great deal. It was okay. Anyway.
Again, sometimes you're not having the greatest day, and you end up buying something you don't want. You end up overpaying. We've all done it. I mean,
Yeah. There might be, I don't know, $50 or $60 worth of games here. So, I don't know.
I have no idea.
Paying $30 for that at a garage sale. I don't know. It's not that great.
I own this sealed as well because when I bought my 3DS originally at GameStop, it was a forced bundle. You ever have those forced bundles they put on you? And so I picked this game out, and I've just never had an interest in it, and it's been sitting sealed on my shelf. So,
I played the original Luigi's Mansion on GameCube, and I was just never a fan. It was just, I don't know.
I thought it was fun. It was
It was
just
okay.
too short, too simple.
Too easy, too
Yeah,
short.
It was a little kid's game.
It was just okay, and so I never bothered to play.
But, to be fair, you and I were like in our early 20s when that game came out.
Yeah, I could
For
see.
a lot of kids 10, 11 years old, it was probably a lot of fun for them.
That's true. I could see if I was 10 when that game came out, I probably would have liked it more. But, yeah, it just didn't click for me.
All right, what else?
So, I don't have footage of this. I thought I did. I hit record, and I just didn't get it. I don't know what to tell you. But I started asking the guy about video games. He goes in the house. He brings out a pretty big bin. I got kind of excited when I saw the amount of games in this thing. Unfortunately, most of them were pretty bad. I picked out a Resident Evil, Mario and Sonic Olympic game, a Smash Brawl, a Simpsons game, and a Street Fighter 4 for Xbox 360. They wanted like $1 a piece for these games, so I left a bunch of, Wii Fits and High School Musical 3s and all that jazz, and dude, not for me. I gave him like a $5 bill for this stuff, and then I saw a couple of Wii Motion Plus. This is Wii Motion Plus, and this is that adapter thing. I saw these laying in the bottom of the bin. I said, how much for that? And the lady there was just like, oh, just take them for free. So
Nice.
got these for free.
I love this controller. I love the color. It's not a color that you see in Nintendo products like ever. You never see this color.
Yeah.
And it's just really sleek
It's
looking.
uncommon.
And it's Wii Motion Plus inside. This is the one I have hooked up to my Wii right now. It's the one I use when I rarely play my Wii, but it's the one that I have. Really nice. remote.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, GameStop gives you like, I don't know, $7 or $8 for this and a few bucks for this adapter thing. So, I don't know. It wasn't a great deal. The Smash Brothers is probably the best game in the lot, but the price was right. I mean, $5 for all this stuff. So this was the next day. This was Sunday morning. My wife and I were on our way to the grocery store, and we stopped at this community sale. So I don't have footage. I was not prepared. But I started asking a guy about video games, and the next thing I know, he brought out a bunch of PlayStation 3 games, and they're all just super run-of-the-mill, common Assassin's Creed this and Call of Duty that. You know the
You
drill.
can picture the pile right now. in your mind.
It's just what you think it is. But I picked these out, and the reason I picked these out is because they're all sealed. They're all just brand new. I got some Just Dance game, Uncharted 2, Fear 2, Sniper Elite
3 and a Moto Storm. I don't know. They're not anything to write home about, but like I said earlier, I'm a sucker for brand new stuff. And again, he wanted like $1 a piece for these things. So I was a no-brainer. It's a great game. Maybe I should hold on to these for another 10 years and see if they go up in value. PlayStation 3, that whole generation right now, it's caught in this limbo of it's not really old enough to be retro, it's not new enough to be cutting edge, it's just kind of in no man's land, and the values are just really low. So I don't know, maybe I'll just keep these for a while. I don't know. Anybody want these?
Does anybody collect sealed games? I personally don't.
That's gotta be the hardest thing to do, especially older stuff.
I collect games so I can play them.
Yeah.
You can't play a sealed game.
Found
some DVDs too. You want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, I found. Always look for like television series on DVD. This stuff has some pretty good resale value if you can put together like a whole seasons 1 through 5 or 1 through 10 or whatever. I found NCIS seasons 1 through 8, I think, and then what's that doctor show? House seasons 1 through something or other. They're 50 cents each, which is great. And then Lost, the final season of Lost on Blu-ray, brand new, sealed. And I looked that up. It's like a $30 item, brand new.
And you paid 50 cents?
Paid 50 cents each for all this stuff.
Nice.
So I paid $8 altogether at this sale, and I probably got $100 worth of DVDs. So always be on the lookout for that kind of stuff.
Hey, it's not video games, but when it's sitting in your PayPal account, it might as well have been Final Fantasy III or Secret of Mana.
That's true. Yeah. Your PayPal account doesn't know the difference between DVDs and video games.
That's true.
It's not as much fun to sell. I don't like it as much. I don't collect DVDs, so obviously I sell all of them, whereas video games, I keep a lot of it. But money's money. You got to support your hobby, right?
So how'd you guys do this weekend? We're a little late with the video. We had a really busy weekend. We went out on Saturday, but we didn't get a chance to film. So this is going to be a midweek video, but hopefully we'll go out again this weekend.
Yes.
And have even more footage.
This weekend looks good. We're going to kill it this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of community sales.
Yeah. This is really the best time of year. June, the month of June is just the optimal time of year for garage sales. So
weather's good. It's all good.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Okay.
The end.